episodes, and I was like, man, this will be like a pretty tight one.
Yeah, absolutely. We could probably get out of here in like 60,
Yeah.
75.
Not that we want to leave you all.
No. I mean,
No.
just like I know that we've been
But I mean, like, it's good for like one commute instead of two.
right.
Yeah.
We've been like doing so much. Like here, this is a week-long episode
Yeah,
for
yeah,
you.
yeah. Here's our 2.5 hours on why Microsoft sucks again.
Right.
Yeah. Here's why Sony is also letting us down. Yeah.
Right. Oh, this is great. Why am I? Hold on.
Oh no.
Emergency.
That light is
Yeah, that
turning
light is
on,
off.
So
If you're
What just happened to my tablet?
See, it sounds like someone clicked a thing with their foot or something.
Why am I? Okay, that light was on a second ago.
Yeah, it lights up right here in the front.
Yeah.
It should just light up if it's getting power.
Yeah, yeah.
Where is it plugged
Right.
into?
Yeah, it's right. Hold on. Do it again.
There it is.
Son of a bitch.
Oh.
It's coming back.
Yeah, that got loose right there.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Surface Pro.
It's
Gen 1.
that is just a Surface. It is not even a Surface Pro.
Huh.
All right, small technical problems. These things happen. It's all
They
right.
do.
Show has not started yet.
What do you need from
Theoretically.
there?
Notes.
Yeah, it's it's
Oh, the
literally my
script.
script.
Yeah.
Oh,
I can start it from my phone while I do everything else, but
Yeah. You don't want to hear the show without the script. It's,
I
it's
would-
just me complaining about capitalism for like
Maybe
2 hours.
maybe I'm this old, but I bought a printer a few years ago.
yeah.
That is, you are that old.
yeah,
I
that's
just needed to do too many notes on like essays I was writing.
right. Like that was why would you do that to yourself?
I take notes
Oh, also
on the
eBay.
essay in the computer.
I print
Right.
out all my
There's
own
so
labels.
many notes I can do.
Yeah, I can take notes in this app and that app. Sometimes I can take notes in the app I'm writing the essay in.
Right. All right. I think I've got everything back up and going.
Here,
Gonna
you are.
show proper.
Right.
but I'll put us on the screen while you open us up.
Yep.
Welcome to the internet.
There we go. All right. I'm good to go.
All right, go for it.
All right. I'm gonna take a drink first. It's soju night. I'm gonna get fucking wrecked.
Hell yeah.
All right. Ooh, that's a little more bitter than I thought it was gonna be. You want to try it?
What is it? It's
the lemon.
Ooh, lemon soju.
Is it lemon or lemon?
I
No,
got-
it's lemon
Oh.
like Korean style.
Yeah, I got you a grapefruit in there.
There's no hyphen over the I.
Save it for me for next show.
Okay, you got it. All right, let's do a show.
Yeah, it's got like a saltiness to it.
Doing it.
Welcome, everyone, to Good Night and Good Gain, your source for geek news for the weeks that were. I'm your host, James, and with me, as always, is my wonderful co-host, Hector,
Hello.
and our fantastic producer, John.
It's me.
This week on the show, we are dedicating the entire episode to some of the biggest announcements that came out of San Diego Comic-Con last week. But before we start, don't forget that you can head over to goodnight.gg, where as a patron of our show, you can suggest topics for us to talk about. Also, as a patron, you get access to our off-week episodes. We are now into Season 2, almost at the end of Season 2, of our Tales from the Crypt watch and recap. It's only $1 to join our Patreon. And if you pick yourself up a Shudder subscription, it's super cheap, and then you can donate $1 to us, and you can watch along with us episode by episode. And as of this week, if you don't want to pay for a Shudder subscription, every episode of Tales from the Crypt is now free to watch on Tubi.
What?
Yeah. It's amazing that they're just kind of throwing it around now.
Yeah.
I have a feeling someone consolidated their rights and was like, where can we put this?
Yeah, pretty much. But yeah, watch it free on Tubi and then pay us $1 and then come listen to our Tales from the Crypt
I'm
episodes.
going to have to check out that Tubi version, see what kind of frame rate they're dealing with.
I guarantee you it's probably the same
Yeah.
exact rip.
It's got to be the same. The only difference will
Yeah.
be there will be ads.
Yeah. But yeah, if you're not able to join our Patreon, you can always help us by liking or sharing our episodes. Just letting somebody know about our little podcast would mean the world to us. All right, with all that out of the way, it is time to get into Comic-Con.
Comic-Con 2026.
All right, so first up, I just wanted to mention at the top of this, it has been forever since we've had the chance to dive into some real comic book news. For those of you who are old veterans of this show, you will remember that before we had the sections that we have now, we used to do comic news, video game news, and movie news, or entertainment news. That's how the segments used to be back in the day. But comic news is one of those things that there's very little of it, so we ended up having to kind of phase it out. We still keep it in the show when there's relevant things to talk about, but it's just one of those things that until there's a Comic-Con.
Yeah, you just end up reading a list of what's coming out, and that's not fun.
Exactly. But yeah, thankfully Comic-Con actually had more than movie news this year, so let's dive into that. So we've spoken briefly before about Marvel Midnight, Marvel's new line of horror-focused comics that do take place in their own unique universe. At Comic-Con, Marvel announced that on October 7th, Midnight X-Men #1, Midnight Fantastic Four #1, and Midnight Spider-Man #1 will all come out at the same time. But on top of that, those will be the only Marvel titles released that day. This is a first for the company as they want to try and draw new readers to their series. Now, if you're not a avid comic book reader, understand that when Comic Book Wednesdays happen, there are usually about 10 to 15 Marvel titles that hit the shelf.
Oh, yeah.
Marvel is canceling every single one of their books so that these titles have all of the shelf space so that people want to come pick them up and try out this new universe.
Very, very interesting. It's a bold play, Cotton. We're gonna see if it works out for him, because it sounds like a really good idea to get people to. I am sure people who have a Marvel pull list are gonna come in that week and be like, well, I was gonna come in here and buy 5 comics, but I guess I'm just getting these 3.
Right.
But they're definitely going to grab those 3 if they're just avid readers, and that's where they're going to get their return. But that being said, for everything else, it's just an entire new this week at Marvel shelf with 3 comics on it, floor to ceiling. And
I'm wondering if 10 years later, everybody who's still in love with Marvel says, "Oh no, that was just a gimmick." That wasn't anything they were actually trying.
Well, it was
it's fine.
Well, from what I understand, and James, correct me if I'm wrong, this is just for 1 week. They didn't actually cancel every book.
No. Yeah, this is just to promote the launch of the new universe.
Well, I'm talking about the universe itself being.
It's a horror universe. It's going to continue to be that.
Yeah.
The fact of the matter is, the absolute DC universe is not a full horror universe, but it is very much based in horror. Absolute Batman is very much based in horror. Absolute Superman is the horrors of capitalism.
Yeah, it is.
The Wonder Woman is the horrors of misogyny. Absolute Green Arrow is the horrors of billionaires. It's horrors because it's our reality.
Yeah. And as far as I can tell, Martian Manhunter is
the horrors of being in your own head.
American doomerism.
It is absolutely.
Yeah, it's horror all the way down.
Yeah, it's horror all the way down. But it's not labeled as specifically a horror universe. The Midnight Marvel universe they're coming out the gate and they're saying, "Hey, this is a horror universe. Storms a vampire. Go with God."
Yeah.
So it's like you said, it's a bold move to try and do this. But if you're trying to promote your new universe, basically all they're going to probably do is just push all of their release dates by a week.
Right, and that's what makes the most sense to me, and that is actually not a bad move if you're trying to get new readers on your new thing. Remind me again what the 3 books are?
It is Midnight X-Men #1, Midnight Fantastic Four #1, and Midnight Spider-Man #1.
I think
that's your big 3 right there.
Yeah, absolutely. I am the most curious about Fantastic Four because I feel like God, I'm old. Think about like a Halloween episode of the Jetsons is kind of what I'm picturing. But that would be very goofy and silly, and this is obviously not going to be. But I don't know. The most horrifying thing about the Fantastic Four is Reed Richards' powers. Everything else is fine.
Sure. I mean, but if you had told me, 2 years ago, you tried to describe the absolute DC universe to me, I'd be like, that sounds kind of silly. But here we are. We're all just like, wow, that's really fucked up, guys.
Yeah, it's so dystopian. It travels into horror, you know, and which is kind of describing our reality.
Yeah, absolutely. Next up in comic news, a comic crossover I didn't know that I needed. This November will launch the first part of a 4-issue miniseries featuring the Predator and the Punisher.
Now, are they
every dude
or are
over
they
30
teaming up?
Hold on. So the quote is, New York City becomes a hunting ground when a predator arrives looking for worthy prey and finds Frank Castle. As crime bosses fall, the body count rises and the streets run red. 2 legendary killers violently collide in a brutal showdown featuring a murderer's row of the underworld's villains, including Kingpin, Jigsaw, Silvermane, the Owl, and more.
Wow.
So this seems like it's going to be one of those alternate reality kind of things. It's not going to be obviously in mainline MCU.
Right.
Now, I will say they're being really vague about it, but oftentimes, if I'm pulling from past resources, most versus Predator comics tend to be one of those things where because this happened with Batman versus Predator and a couple other things, they kind of come out the gate and they fight each other, and then like a third thing shows up, and then suddenly they have to team up against the third thing.
Yeah, I'm wondering how many men over the age of 30 just ask themselves, wait, didn't I already read that? Didn't I? That came out. That was like 20 years ago, right?
Yeah. There's this. So my immediate question was like, are they versusing or are they teaming up buddy cop style? Because
Yes.
like, I hope they do both. I really do, specifically because I don't think there's a Predator in the universe that can beat Frank Castle. No shade to them, but I mean, one of them got killed by Donald Glover in that one movie.
Jeez, that's harsh.
And that was also,
Rude.
And that was also in New York. So
The man-made Atlanta.
no,
Different one.
Danny Glover, my fault.
Oh, I thought there was a new Predator where Donald Glover defeated him. I'm like, hey,
No.
Donald Glover could take him.
But I would watch that.
Yeah.
I would watch that actually. Just the "This Is America" video, but
Oh,
like
right,
with
but
a Predator.
he just AK-47's a Predator in the background.
But Danny Glover, he was not too old for this shit.
He was not too old for that shit. They handed him a pistol.
Also, I fully support. Ever since I was a kid, I grew up with a Predator 2 poster on my wall.
Hell
Hell
yeah.
yeah.
I love that
And
movie.
I had the movie poster. I don't know if I still have it or not. But I loved that movie so much. And for so long, people were like, oh, I mean, there was only the 2 movies. And they're like, well, it's obviously the worst one. And I'm like, I don't know, man. You get so
No.
much lore in that movie.
Yeah, frankly, I find it a lot more engaging and a lot easier to watch than the original. Not that I don't love the original, but the original has
It's
a
slow as
lot
fuck.
of
The
slow,
original was like if Kubrick
quiet
did
shit.
Predator.
Yeah.
I
Right.
love the original, but I get why it is a little bit like
It's the difference between watching Alien and Alien.
Yeah,
Yes.
absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah. The second one is just more, and we are embarrassed in riches for Predator movies these days.
Oh, God, we are.
Yeah, we've got. I mean, Prey was amazing. The one after that, I forget the title of it. Was
The
it
animated one we got recently.
the animated one? Was it Predators? What was the most recent one that was all?
The one that came after Prey that they just
Yes,
did?
yeah, that they just did.
I haven't seen that one.
Badlands?
Badlands, yes. God, that was good. That was amazing because it was all Predator all the time. Yautja?
It's Yautja.
Yautja is what they're called. I mean, there was barely any English spoken. It was fantastic stuff. Yeah, so no, I'm actually pretty excited.
Yeah,
for
one of
this.
my childhood obsessions was Yautja culture. I had Predator toys. I read the books. I could tell you everything about it. People would look at me funny when I'm like, "You don't want to fuck with Predator females," and they're like, "What? We never see one." I'm like, "In the books, they exist. Don't fuck with them.
Yeah.
They're bigger and they stay home, and they're basically like Spartan women. They're like, you come home with your shield or on it."
Yep.
And yeah, like there's a reason why there's a scene in Predator Badlands that I won't spoil, but they do a reference at the very, very end to one of the characters' like mothers.
Yeah.
And they finally like are like, no, you don't mess with Predator women, dude. Like
Yeah.
they will fuck you
Yeah,
up.
yeah. It's very much like, oh no, is that like a bigger, badder threat? Yes,
Yes,
it is.
but so much.
Well, is it like the king or the emperor? It's my mother.
Yeah. Yeah, Predator women, absolute badasses. All right, let's move on from Predator versus Punisher. And I want to talk about one of the bigger surprises out of San Diego Comic-Con this year. And that was that the absolute DC universe actually got its own panel.
Awesome.
Not tacked onto the larger DC panels like they always do. this is showing you how popular the Absolute Universe it is right now, that they got a dedicated, just absolute DC panel.
Well, what hall did they get?
They were doing it in like the big hall.
Okay, Hall H?
Yeah, I don't know if it was Hall H, but yeah, they were. From what I understood, this was like a packed freaking hall, because like, if you're not following it, the Absolute DC Universe is one of the best things being written right now.
Yeah, and it is selling like crazy. We still have like up to very recently, they were still reprinting Absolute Batman 1, weren't they?
Like in its 11th or 12th printing, something unheard of in the comics industry ever.
Yeah,
like the death of
insane
Superman was probably the last time that happened. X-Men #1 was probably one of the last times that happened, and that was like 1990. X-Men #1. So in that panel, a lot of time was spent talking about the origin of the universe from the creator's perspective, but there were a couple of announcements. First off, now that the first trade paperbacks for the Absolute Universe have been released, they're now going to be releasing what they call the Absolute Deluxe Editions of Superman, Wonder Woman, and Batman. Now, these are larger books that will contain the first 2 trade paperbacks of each series with additional content about the creation of the titles, and they're going to be like hardcover, nice editions.
Man, I might have to get
these are the ones I'm going to wait for.
They will look so gorgeous on my tablets.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no. So here's the thing about that, John, because I was recently watching a video about Martian Manhunter. So Martian Manhunter, if you're unfamiliar with Absolute Martian Manhunter, in Absolute Martian Manhunter, there is something that exists in the comic book that is called Martian Vision. And now I didn't know about this because, like you, I read it on a tablet.
Yeah.
Absolute Martian Manhunter isn't made to be read like that. What Martian Vision is that occasionally the book will ask you to view things in Martian Vision, which is you hold the page up to a light and both pages bleed together to create the actual image of the thing that you're supposed to be seeing.
That's fucking sick. I love it.
See, but now I'm eagerly curious to see if they've adapted that digitally, because I've read comics where you had to like twist and fold them, and then I keep scrolling. It's like, so they presented that.
To that point, in Absolute Martian Manhunter, there are scenes where the comic does talk to you as the reader.
Ooh.
That's a big part of it, is that like the fourth wall is broken, but not in a Deadpool way,
right.
Like in a way that the comic is speaking to you because we're all connected as human beings through our lived experiences. It's a very abstract book, and it's not for everybody, but there will be a spot where the comic says, hey, cut here to get the actual next panel to what you're supposed to be seeing. And it wants you to make that cut so that you fold it over and see the thing.
Yeah.
Or at one point, the comic says something like, we need your help right now to put up a shield around this character, and it has dotted lines on the comic for you that you're supposed to draw like on the page to do it, right?
Okay.
But we're getting on a side tangent about Absolute Martian Manhunter. Right now, we know that Superman, Wonder Woman, and Batman are going to be the first 3 of these beautiful deluxe editions. Again, the first 2 trade paperbacks is what they're going to be collecting. They're going to be hardcover. They're going to have extra content in them. That's super exciting. We also learned that Cyborg will be making his debut in the Absolute Universe in the Flash comics, in Absolute Flash.
Cool.
And that the Absolute Flash creator will be debuting more Teen Titans characters after that. And the creator of Absolute Flash said one of the reasons he wanted to take on that challenge is that the Flash is always such a very lighthearted character within the comics, and the Absolute Universe isn't that. And so he wanted to ask the question, what happens when we have this kid who is the Flash in a universe that is this fucked up? That's fucking fascinating. And finally, for the Absolute panel, there's going to be some more one-shots right around the corner. Black Canary is getting her own one-shot that will give more context to Absolute Green Arrow. Green Arrow is currently a mini-series that is doing so well, it's doing almost as well as Batman, that it has been given the offer to extend its contract, but its current story will have a beginning and end to it. Black Canary's Absolute story will take place between issues 6 and issue 7. The panelists were asked, like, what are some of the challenges with doing the Absolute Universe? And I believe it was Scott Snyder who said, like, man, it's just the stuff that we've had to get approvals for that we did not think they were going to say yes to. One of those things is that Absolute Green Arrow, the entire character is based around killing millionaires.
Right.
That there's at least one panel, I want to say, in Absolute Green Arrow where they just kick a child. There's an entire issue of Absolute Batman where he just takes on the KKK or current white supremacists is what they are.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
And they were just like, we just wanted to make sure we could get away with things, and they've been kind and let us do that. But like the content that we are writing, like, you know, people can have some problems with. There's also going to be another one shot called Beyond Arc-M. If you follow the Absolute comics, you know that Arc-M is where the experiments that created Absolute Bane and Batman were from. And we're just going to get some more background about that. And that was the Absolute panel, man.
Awesome. No, that sounds incredible. I've very much enjoyed all of the Absolute that I've read so far. I can't wait to read more. It's one of the things that it literally like got me to pick up my tablet again. James gave me the assignment to read, a few issues of a few different ones, and I didn't stop from there. They're that good, and I hadn't read comics in a while.
I knew that when I was reading Absolute Superman, I was like, I know he's gonna like Absolute Batman, but I was reading Absolute Superman, and I'm like, this is the one.
Yep.
I am
just
so fucking.
I am
good.
always curious about the numbers, the demographics, the statistics of Comic-Con halls and stuff, because like Comic-Con's a weird place, man. Like one of my favorite experiences was going to see a Brad Bird panel, and it was like me and 20 other people, and it was one of my.
Movie?
It was for like some behind the scenes of the Iron Giant, which, I mean, that kind of explains it. But also, this is Brad fucking Bird.
Right.
And it was one of my favorite experiences I've ever seen.
That was San Diego Comic-Con?
Yeah. Sandy,
Wow.
yeah. And it was like, it was only a room set to fit like 50 or 100 people.
Sure.
And there was only like 20 or 30 of us. But it was incredible. Yeah.
All right. Well, not all comic news needs to be serious or even from major publishers. Sometimes I put news in our news segments because I want to talk about it, and it's fun. And this is one of them. A smaller print group called Ignition Press is going to publish what I can only call the book of the year. And this book is called 12-Foot Skeleton.
Love it.
Quote, this might be Lola's and Jimmy's last Halloween, not because they're aging out at 12 years old, but there's a 12-foot-tall lawn skeleton on a rampage in their neighborhood. Lola is a triple threat of social suicide, goth girl, new kid, and outspoken feminist, while Jimmy is a bookish, quiet, bullied kid trying to enjoy his favorite holiday between cancer treatments. When Lola discovers that she might have a much stronger connection with the malevolent force inhabiting the skeleton than she could ever imagine possible, it's up to Jimmy to inspire them to face certain danger and embrace the future rather than run from their traumatic pasts. The creators of 12-Foot Skeleton have said their story will be, quote, a Halloween story with the heart and soul of a classic Spielberg film mixed with an 80s slasher flick.
I was thinking of exactly that vibe as soon as you told me what the premise was. This sounds like so much fun. It sounds like, like watching like one of those Spielberg movies made for kids. Like, it's going to be spooky, going to be a little scary, but overall it's really going to like uplift you and make you feel good about the future.
This sounds like something we're going to, at minimum, get a B movie based on.
Man, I hope so.
I mean, like, the Spirit Halloween movie exists.
Yeah,
in fact, it
very
exists, and I believe it's getting a sequel. So, like, this entire, if you're unfamiliar with this premise, you must hate Halloween. They sell a 12-foot skeleton.
Oh, yeah. They sell a lot of different kinds of 12-foot skeletons.
There's a spot in a neighborhood very close to where we live that we drive by, and somebody year-round keeps up their 12-foot skeleton.
Yep. It's got, okay, so imagine you're just driving through a neighborhood, and not like the front of a neighborhood, but like along the outside of a neighborhood and like on like a main street. And so you're getting this like 9-foot wall, like brick wall along this neighborhood. And at some point, staring out over this wall with its hands like standing on it and like shoulders and head above is a 12-foot skeleton year round just chilling there. And at Christmas it's wearing a Christmas hat and like so on and so forth. It's one of my favorite pieces of decoration in the entire city. And it's always there and it's wonderful.
So 12-Foot Skeleton, again, that's Ignition Comics. They are a small imprint. So I highly encourage you, if you're going to comic book shops and you get to see this, please pick this up. It'll be coming out around Halloween time. But yeah, I'm super excited. I'm going to check it out. But again, I really do think that this could be a movie. All right.
It should be.
Let's move on from the world of comics and let's see what was announced in television and film. So excited to talk about some of this stuff. We had heard rumors that Apple TV was going to be taking a shot at William Gibson's legendary book Neuromancer,
Yikes.
which was considered for decades to be unfilmable. But now we have an actual release date for the first of 10 episodes, and that's going to be on January 10th. Now, if you're unfamiliar with Neuromancer, you're probably familiar with the films and books it inspired, much like The Matrix and Blade Runner. So Neuromancer follows a former super hacker named Case, who had his nervous system fried by the Yakuza. He's been given a new job that can restore his body and mind and again allow him to jack into cyberspace by somebody named Armitage, a member of the military, and a street samurai named Molly Millions. If some of these terms seem familiar to you, it's because other games like Shadowrun and Cyberpunk have pulled from this book as its basis for their universe. And in fact, if you've never read Neuromancer, Hector, I know that you know at least one of these characters, and that's the Molly Millions, because her first appearance was in a little movie called Johnny Mnemonic.
Ah, yes.
So, because William Gibson also
I was
wrote
about
Johnny
to
Mnemonic.
mention Johnny Mnemonic because you just said The Matrix and Blade Runner. I was going to be like, and Johnny Mnemonic.
Yeah, well, Gibson.
I met
Gibson
somebody
wrote
who
both.
saw that.
Yeah, I absolutely did see it. This is fascinating because Apple TV, if you did not know, is nothing but bangers right now.
Yeah, they have not missed yet.
Yeah.
And that scares the shit out of me because I wouldn't give this to anybody.
You know why?
Give me my favorite director, and I would be like, no, don't do that.
You know
Don't do
why?
that.
It's because Apple is avoiding the AI race.
That's true.
true.
That's true. That is where all this money is coming from.
But also, not for nothing, but like for so long, Neuromancer was considered unfilmable because so many of its concepts seem very abstract, like what does your brain look like in the internet? But since then, The Matrix exists. Fuck, hackers exist.
Ghost in the Shell.
Ghost in the Shell exists.
Yeah.
So like we kind of can do it.
Yeah,
now.
we can absolutely. Now doing it in live action is very different than doing it
Right.
in anime. But we're getting so very close. And I remember when they said Watchmen was unfilmable. So like we're moving right along.
Yeah.
And for the record,
I-
Watchmen was very fucking filmable.
I'll still hold to. I don't think House of Leaves is filmable, but like.
Well, we'll yeah. I
but
don't
you know what? Somebody 20 years from now will probably prove me wrong.
They'll figure it out.
But yeah, Neuromancer, man. Like I have read this book multiple times. I was a big cyberpunk kid growing up, and this is the OG. Like it's this and Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep. Like this is it. Johnny Mnemonic. These are
Snow
all
Crash.
Yeah, Snow Crash. These are all the stories that
Yeah,
that
the
created
stuff
this.
that described the internet to you before
Yeah.
it existed.
Yeah, that's the thing is that Neuromancer is where terms like cyberspace, the Matrix, jacking in, hacking, all of this stuff come from. And it's funny because if you watch interviews with William Gibson, he's openly said like, I hung out with people who were like programmers. I did not really understand their language, which is why like in one of the books, one of the characters says like I need to communicate fast. Somebody get me a modem.
Right.
And it's just that was just the term. He just kind of third hand got the terminology, and it now seems very funny to us. And I assume they're going to slightly tweak the vocabulary just to kind of update it for modern times. But I mean, like back then, not even a 14.4 modem. It was like a something baud.
28K,
It was a baud
28
modem.
kilobaud modem.
Yeah,
Something like that.
we're talking. This book was written in the early '80s.
You
Before the
ready
internet
for
was even a thing.
28,000 bits,
Yeah,
buddy?
yeah, it's just-
Strap in.
It's literally beeping in Morse code to do ones and
Ah,
zeros
Right.
at you. Yeah.
It's screaming because that's what the
You
internet
can't
used
even
to do.
hear it. That's how fast the beeps are going.
Yeah, if you didn't know, the internet used to scream at you when you turned it on.
Oh yeah.
To keep the cyberpunk train rolling, Hall H, which is the big hall for reveals
Oh,
at
it
Comic
is
Con.
the
That's
hall.
where
I
they
never
do
got in
Marvel
there, man.
stuff, yeah.
I waited 3 hours.
Yeah, it opened on Friday with the trailer for the long-awaited Amazon Prime series Blade Runner 2099. This new take on the Blade Runner universe will star Michelle Yeoh as a replicant.
Fuck yeah.
And Hunter Schafer. The producers have promised there will be a quote-unquote connective tissue between this and the previous films, but it will not be so important that you'll be missing out on important context if you are not familiar with those movies or not as familiar with those movies.
Did they get Rutger Hauer to write any of it?
No?
Oh, he's dead already.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, then never mind.
Yeah.
Pretty sure
Man.
Rutger Hauer's alive?
No, he died like 5 years ago.
Yeah, Rutger
Okay.
Hauer did die a little bit ago.
Yeah.
I need to talk about how excited I am that there's so much sci-fi going on right now in television. It's been a long time. It's been since like the early 90s that we got any like really, really good, decent sci-fi that wasn't part of an established franchise or Disneyfied to hell and back. And I'm really hoping, much like the fantasy renaissance brought to you by Game of Thrones, that we get this like, yeah, this is how we want to tell stories now. We want to tell stories about the future, about how they can be good, and also pointing out with very big flashing neon signs what is wrong with the current society. And hopefully it changes. We don't all want to live in altered carbon.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly. There's a really great YouTube video I watched literally today called Elon Musk Doesn't Understand Cyberpunk.
No, 1,000%.
And it's an hour-long video by this YouTuber that I just recently found, and it's very fascinating because they talk about how like it literally goes into the whole like don't make the torment nexus,
Yeah.
and then people are like we're gonna make the
And he's
torment
like,
nexus.
hey, I'm going to make the torment nexus, and it's going to make me so much money.
Right. And it's true. Like, one of the things that he points out is that the thing that most people who are basically rich people trying to pull off cyberpunk style technology is they don't understand that the most important part of cyberpunk is the punk part.
Yep.
That there is always an active rebellion that will go against the systems trying to hold us down,
Yeah.
try and use us and abuse us. Cyberpunk is always called high tech, low life.
Yeah.
And part of cyberpunk is the rage against the system.
Spoiler alert! And just every cyberpunk story ever, and in most dystopian future stuff, the guy who owns the company
He's bad.
is the bad guy.
Yeah, always.
I wonder where that's coming from.
Right.
Just saying.
Also,
Fucking Akira, like everything.
also,
Everything.
to my earlier point, I did know that Rutger Hauer was dead. I got him confused with Dolph Lundgren in my head.
Oh yeah, no, that's fair. Yeah,
So that did happen.
they look a little bit alike.
Yeah. So let's move on from all the cyberpunk stuff and talk about one of my favorite things that I love, and that's vampires.
Yeah.
This season of Interview with the Vampire on AMC was retitled to The Vampire Lestat, and it has been a huge hit with fans, even sparking a real-life concert with the actor playing Lestat in New York. Like he
Nice.
actually performed for one night and did like an entire score or entire like sound part of the soundtrack.
That
for
must
them.
have been a fucking party.
I wish I would have been there.
Yeah.
But hot on the heels of this season's success, even though it's not even wrapped up yet, AMC has announced that the following season will in fact cover Queen of the Damned for season 4, and I could not be more excited.
Nice.
I'm so like say what you want about the original Queen of the Damned movie, and there's a lot to say because it was bad. There was some the soundtrack, absolute banger. Who we had playing Akasha, absolutely fantastic. It was
Aaliyah.
yeah, it was Aaliyah who played it. I'm so excited that Queen of the Damned is going to be next up. I actually have not seen the current season of Interview with the Vampire because I'm waiting for it to be done because I'm going to
yes.
fucking binge it.
Yeah, no, I've heard even outside of this didn't at all come from James. This came from the internet. But from what I understand, the actor is the vampire Lestat incarnate. Yeah, like,
Absolutely.
Just like they couldn't have asked for a better actor or a better performance.
Yeah. So, Warner Brothers is, for the first time, going to be teaming up with Disney, having given the green light to a series based on the comic book series Afterlife with Archie.
Nice.
Roberto Aguirre-Sacasa, who wrote the comic it's based on, and also was the creator of Riverdale and The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina, will be at the helm for this. So, if you're unfamiliar with it, Afterlife with Archie is a series where the town of Riverdale gets overrun by zombies after a spell from a very well-known teen witch backfires, and now the Riverdale crew has to fight for their lives. It's going to be coming out Halloween of 2027, and at time of recording, it has not been confirmed who the cast is, but it would be really weird if the cast of Riverdale didn't come back and do this.
It would be really fun if they did. I'll tell you what.
Yeah. All right, so we're getting close to the end of all of this, but one of the movies to weirdly get a huge presentation during Comic-Con, Spaceballs took center stage to promote Spaceballs, the new one. Kevin Smith moderated the panel, and the stars of the film, including Lewis Pullman, were there to discuss the film. So it's Bill Pullman's son, if you were unfamiliar, who was the original character in Lone Star was his name in the original Spaceballs. But the biggest
I thought that was Jeff Daniels.
No.
No.
The biggest cheers on this entire panel, if you go and watch it, were saved for one very specific person. Rick Moranis, who is finally making his return to film. And we're talking in decades. And in the most Spaceballs thing ever, everybody sat down and they decided to announce something called the Spaceballs Cinematic Universe, outlining various phases of movies, television shows called the Almighty Schwartz Saga, part of a bigger whole, or abbreviated to asshole. This was obviously a dig at Disney, but the crowd loved it, and the energy in that room at a new Spaceballs film was just absolutely insane.
I think there's a testament here to how retired Rick Moranis was when he turns down the Ghostbusters, like both Ghostbusters movies that have come out, and I really liked it. You know, they were good. They went well.
It was Bill Paxton.
Not everybody loves them, but I thought they were great. But those two Ghostbusters movies that came out, Rick Moranis was like, "Sorry guys, I'm retired."
Yep.
One phone call from Mel Brooks, and here he is in Hall H, fucking at Comic-Con.
Yeah, in fairness, he has pulled that "I am on my deathbed" thing for the last 10 years.
Well, that was never the reason why
he retired because he wanted to just be a normal family.
Oh, no, I was talking about Mel Brooks.
Oh, yeah, well, Mel Brooks is fucking ancient, dude.
He's like, I've been getting people to work like that for 30 years.
Yeah.
Click.
But yeah, I mean, the whole thing was just Rick Moranis made all of his money, and he said, I just want to spend time with my family, and that's what he did.
Yeah.
And now he's like, yeah, so my kids are growing up now. Guess I have time to make movies.
And I mean, Mel Brooks called me.
Yeah,
He
Mel
picked
Brooks
up the
called
phone.
me. But like the fact that they did this whole fake like Spaceball cinematic universe, that's the most Spaceball thing you could do is go to a Comic-Con, make a fake Spaceball cinematic universe thing, and then just fucking like act like it's the real thing.
Yeah, you gotta make fun of the thing. That's what they've always done. And it's like, man, there's too many Westerns, Blazing Saddles. There's too many Star Wars knockoffs. Fucking like, here comes the Schwartz. Like Spaceballs. Here we go. Just the most obvious, like dumpster ass humor, but like they just make it work and they make it funny. And man, yeah.
Yeah, I will say Mel Brooks is the only comedian filmmaker on earth who can do satire that is purely one directional, that is also not propaganda. He is the only one. He is a master.
I will say I'm excited for the new Spaceballs movie. There will always be a part of me, and I'm sure there will be like a shout out at some point during the movie, but there will always be a part of me like watching it going, God, I wish John Candy was here.
Oh, God, yeah, of course.
Because I did grow up loving Spaceballs. I still think it's really funny. Like it's so dumb.
Yep.
But it's just an absolutely fantastic movie, and I'm so excited that it's getting a sequel that's basically making fun of legacy sequels. That's the whole point of it. So like I'm already in for what they're trying to pull with this.
Hell yeah.
All right. So that takes us to our final announcements that we're going to cover from Comic-Con. We're doing a 3-part roundup here, and of course, we are ending with Marvel. So first off, let's talk about Avengers Doomsday. And we'll get to the trailer in a second. But the first thing I want to mention is the movie poster for this film. If you haven't seen it, I beg you, take a second to look up the movie posters for Avengers Doomsday online. Because I feel like it has been forever since I have seen a movie poster that I actually want to own and hang in my home. It is a beautiful work of art featuring Doom as he stands in front of a tapestry that will most certainly play a huge role in the film. It is not the generic, here's 5 of the actors sitting in front of a blue screen with like CGI animate. No, This is an actual art piece they did for this.
Yeah, no, it looks absolutely incredible. It's yeah, you don't get a lot of this. The movie posters can be very hit or miss, and as far as the Marvel movie posters go, they are a homunculus of nonsense. I mean, if you look at them, every single one from Iron Man forward is just here are the actors in the movie, the main actors in the middle, the supporting actors are on the side, title on the bottom, date under that. This feels like a movie poster that is trying to say something about the movie that isn't look at the stars.
This is a movie poster that makes me sad that we mostly don't do print movie posters anymore.
Oh yeah. 'Cause
Like,
I would absolutely own this
is
on
it's
my wall.
beautiful. It looks like a piece of art, and like I hope that they do maybe a limited run of prints for this because like I would own that. It looks so good.
Yeah. It looks better. I mean, better than anything they did for Infinity War Endgame, which is saying a lot.
Right, and I loved those and even though those posters were the exact same thing, I have just such a love for Thanos that I'm like, I just want him because I grew up with an Infinity Gauntlet, like the comic book movie or comic book poster in my room. And so like, I was like, I've always wanted to have an Infinity War poster because that would just be nice to have should they exist. I don't know if they do, but it probably costs $1 million to get them. But yes, do look up this poster. It looks beautiful. Okay, so I want to talk about the trailer just a little. I don't want to go too deep into it. You should check it out for yourself. Now, this is actually the first real trailer that we've gotten for the film. Everything else has been dumb teasers and just like, there's a Thor.
We're going to have this guy, and we're going to have this guy. Remember these guys? They're going to be in it.
But this was the first real trailer that we've gotten for the film. So we get to see the return of Steve Rogers. We see the return of Shang-Chi. We get a shot of Shang-Chi fighting Gambit.
Cool.
There's a ton of Fantastic Four and X-Men content. Now, we know that this is going to be the first of 2 movies that are going to center around the various universes from all of the films coming together. And I got to say, like, I'm actually really excited to see this. It seems like Marvel is holding back a lot in this trailer. Like, there are people literally dissecting the trailer going like, I think there are characters missing in these shots because Marvel started to do that. And I really hope that it stays that way. Honestly, I don't want 5 more trailers for this fucking movie. I watched the one, and I'm like, oh, this was vague enough that I know that I'm interested in seeing this. Please don't show me any more of this. It's great.
Yeah, I specifically have avoided watching this trailer.
Did you watch it today?
No,
Oh.
I refuse to.
Okay, well,
I'm going to explain why. I go to the movies a lot. I haven't been recently, but I will be going 2 days from now to see Spider-Man.
Yeah.
There is less than a 0% chance that trailer isn't going to play before Spider-Man.
It's going to happen.
If I'm going to be forced to watch it, like I will be every time I go to the theater between now and fucking Christmas,
We go at least twice a month.
I want to see it on the big screen.
Oh, good call.
I don't want to see it on my phone. I don't want to see it on my computer monitor or even on my, living room TV.
Right.
I want to see the trailer on the big screen.
All right.
I have avoided this trailer as far as I can. And to be honest, exactly like what James said, I want there to be one trailer. I don't need a second one and a third one to hype me up with even more footage from the movie and even more and miss me with your fucking breakdowns.
I think you want another trailer after this one.
I want nothing.
Okay, that's fair. And I go into movies cold all the time, and we've heard some of those.
Yeah, I just stop making them. I know I want to see this. I know I'm not your main demographic, and you're trying to make the movie sell a.
You know that as soon as it comes up for purchase, we're buying the movie tickets.
Oh yeah. I know that for a fact. It's already you've already sold them to me.
If you've spoiler though, if you've seen any AI slop spec trailers for hypothetical fantasy, samurai, whatever mystical, powerful movies, you've seen this trailer.
Right.
That's fair.
Like you've seen this fucking trailer.
Fine. It's the Russo brothers. They've come out of retirement from Marvel to do these movies. Let's fucking go.
Yeah,
it's fun.
Yeah,
I'm excited to see what happens.
No, I don't. I don't. I know I'm going to see the movie, no matter what happens with it. I know
you are going to see this trailer several days from now.
I know I'm going to see the trailer in 2 days, and I'm going to see it again and again and again throughout the rest of the year as I continue going to the theater. And please, God, let that be enough. I just stop showing me the movie before I get to watch the movie. Please stop it.
Yep.
Please stop it.
All right, moving on from Doomsday. Next up, Kevin Feige and Ryan Coogler took the stage to announce that Black Panther 3 will be coming out in 2028 and will feature a new Black Panther played by David Johnson, who recently starred in the films The Long Walk and Alien Romulus.
Yeah.
It was confirmed during this panel that this is the son of T'Challa that we first saw in the opening, at the end credits scene in Black Panther 2.
Awesome.
So there might be some weird time jump stuff happening to age him up a little bit. But by the way, somebody has taken a picture of David Johnson and put it right next to Chadwick Boseman, and they're like, he looks like his son.
Yeah.
Like uncanny, like how close they were. It was actually really cool. But yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, obviously love the original movie very, very much. The second one I had a few issues with, but overall it was still really good. It's still a movie that I can rewatch. Still like it. And it's, it fucking feels like a goodbye, which is what makes it so hard to like watch it over and over again. But no, this is great. Whether the series had to continue, and I'm glad we're doing it this way. Yeah, I wonder if it will come out between now and Doomsday 2 in a year and a half.
I don't think so because...
Or if not, then like it'll be after, and then we're like in a whole new world.
Yeah, so we're in 2026 right now. We end 2026 with Doomsday. 2027 will be Secret Wars, and that's going to be the end of the two-parters.
Oh, right.
Which means 2028, which most of the movies we're going to be talking about here are going to be 2028.
Okay.
That means we will be post-Secret Wars and now in the new age of Marvel going forward.
Cool.
So yeah, one of the more interesting things I read online, because I always love when people get like a little huffy on the internet, mostly like weird dudes, and then like an actual comic book person comes in and says something, and they were like, well, wow, you just gave Shuri one movie and then you're taking away the mantle. And then somebody else was like, that like she's always been a temporary Black Panther, right? Shuri's always been her own character. She has been Black Panther, but she's always been a temporary Black Panther,
right?
Depending on where it goes in the comics.
Yeah, but she has her own name. She's her own character.
Yes,
Black
very
Panther's
much.
A costume.
Yeah. So yeah, that's super exciting. Black Panther 3, man, it's Ryan Coogler coming back. So like,
yeah,
he's gonna...
that's the big thing. Like on the back of fucking Sinners.
Oh right.
Like come on.
God, how much more money do you think they pay him now?
Oh,
post Sinners.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's how do you let someone like that go? And then like they go and make their own thing, and it's as successful as any Marvel movie in a time where Marvel movies were really struggling, and using all the same actors, and just letting him really nerd it up instead of like sticking to the Marvel formula. And hopefully,
Dear
not
Marvel,
only did they pay him a ton of money, but also we're like, use whatever camera you want, use whatever film you want, like do whatever.
Yeah, I will probably watch that movie.
Yeah, Dear Marvel, and we know that you listen to the show. Please, for the love of God, let Ryan Coogler just make whatever Blade movie he wants.
Yeah, because we'll pay for that one.
Yeah.
Like, I will go to the theater twice a week for 4 weeks and watch that movie.
Yeah, I will turn that movie into Obsession. It'll do better week 2 and then better week 3 and better week 4.
All right, to wrap this whole thing up, finally, honestly, what was one of the most insane announcements to come out of San Diego Comic-Con in the MCU panel? Ryan Gosling was announced as the new Ghost Rider. It'll be released in 2028. It'll be directed by Sean Levy, who directed Deadpool and Wolverine.
Yeah,
and since its announcement, since the announcement happened, it was released that this is a role that Gosling wanted and personally reached out to Kevin Feige to make it happen. Just imagine being Kevin Feige and somebody's like, hey, Ryan Gosling's on the phone and wants to speak to you. And you answer and he goes, make me Ghost Rider. And your only response at that point is, yes, absolutely. We will make that happen.
Yes,
Click.
Yes, Mr. Gosling, right away. And here's my thing, and it's not even I'm worried, because I'm not. I'm not worried about anything that Ryan Gosling is ever in.
Right.
Because he brings the movie to you.
The last movie he was this obsessed about was Project Hail Mary.
Right. So, like, it's been a long time since we've seen Ryan Gosling just do a serious movie, right? Like a really long time. He went through his weirdo phase, but when he hooked up with Nicholas Winding Refn was when he really got his like his serious on, and man is he good at it. But so much lately, so from Barbie to Project Hail Mary, we know that Ryan Gosling is fucking funny. Sean Levy makes fucking funny ass movies. And as far as I know, I'm not the most knowledgeable comic book guy in the world, but I'm pretty sure I'm right about this. Ghost Rider isn't funny.
No, he's
the
not.
comics aren't funny. The character isn't funny. Like, not even like kind of sarcastic. Like, it's just he is all doom and punishment all the fucking time.
I would argue that Robbie Reyes as a character is very funny. Ryan Gosling is too white to be playing Robbie Reyes.
Yeah, he can't be Robbie Reyes.
You cannot do that.
Yeah, no, he's playing the one Nicolas Cage played.
Right.
Yeah, in fairness to our listeners and viewers, nobody knows any of this because nobody saw or read Ghost Rider.
Okay, I do, fucker. So remember that thing where James loves all of the D-list characters? I love Ghost Rider, and he could play two. He could play Johnny Blaze, which is the character that Nicolas Cage plays, or he could play Denny Ketch, which is like, I believe in the comics he's like his brother or cousin to something to Johnny Blaze.
Sure.
But these things exist. In fact, if you made him Danny Ketch, you could literally just bring Nicolas Cage in as a really old, beat-up Johnny Blaze who's lost the powers, because that's what he is in the comics.
For the record, I had the entire collection of glow-in-the-dark trading cards of Ghost Rider.
Well, I'm very jealous because I do not have those.
That sounds awesome.
I have so many Marvel cards, and I don't own those.
Yeah, but no, I'm more than anything, I'm curious. We probably won't see a trailer for another 2 years.
Yeah, everything's got to get past Doomsday and Secret Wars.
Right, but Ryan Gosling as Ghost Rider is probably going to be fucking lit. Yeah.
Also,
pun intended.
Yeah, not for nothing. Like Danny Ketch is like he's a little more lighthearted as a Ghost Rider. Like definitely Johnny Blaze is the hardcore Ghost Rider. That's what Nicolas Cage played.
Right.
Danny Ketch a little more lighthearted. Robbie Reyes does have a lot more fun, and I think that's one of the things that the character needs. Like he is the spirit of vengeance.
Right.
I watched like a 2-hour video on the history of Ghost Riders the other day, and one of the funniest parts about it was, and I highly recommend, by the way, if you're fascinated with superhero history, specifically Marvel, there's a YouTuber named Sir Superhero, and he is the least problematic and absolutely fantastic YouTuber who will break down Marvel lore for you, and he does like a 2-hour video on the history of Ghost Riders, and at some point halfway through, he's like, you guys need to understand, there is no continuity for these motherfuckers. Like this character has been around since like the 60s and 70s, and they have yet to just actually write a definitive lore, because they try and then they stop and then it just gets weird.
Well, of course it gets weird. There's this whole like punishment and hell vibe, but we don't really do hell in Marvel or any kind of Christian mythology. So like, where are we going with this?
Right.
And like, and like that, good. Please don't go out of your way to explain any of this bullshit any more than I need to know why Cyclops' neck doesn't snap every time he turns on his eye laser concussion powers. I don't need to know where Ghost Rider's power comes from, aside from like the power, the rage of vengeance. That's good enough.
But that's the thing, is that I highly recommend his video because like he speaks like we do. He is the most knowledgeable person in the world. He spends hours and hours doing research for these things. He's a hardcore comic book nerd. Also, big shout out to Sir Superhero, because all of his favorite characters are also D-list Marvel characters. So he'll be like, I just want to talk about Darkhawk. And I'm like, motherfucker, somebody's talking about Darkhawk today. Nobody in this room who knows what the fuck Darkhawk is but me. And like, yeah, it's absolutely fantastic. But yeah, it's like an hour and a half on the history of Ghost Rider and like the powers. And he's so funny because at some point he's just like, it just stopped making sense once there was a Ghost Rider that was in like 65,000 BC writing a
What's he doing vengeance for?
Writing a T-Rex, which was weird because he got his powers theoretically from the Christian Satan, but like
was the T-Rex
but also
on fire?
65,000 years in the past.
Was it like a flaming T-Rex?
Was the T-Rex on fire, James?
Watch the fucking video.
No.
I'm plugging his video
Good
right
Lord.
now. Anyways, Ryan Gosling is Ghost Rider. We're super excited for that.
Very excited for
We will
that.
never know if the T-Rex was on fire.
All right. One more thing before we wrap up, and this is just as a silly note. During the Doomsday panel, more specifically all around Comic-Con, Ryan Reynolds actually hung out at Comic-Con all weekend dressed as Deadpool. But his outfit was made of denim. Specifically, a color of denim called Jean Grey.
Nice.
He crashed the Doomsday panel, and people have actually been losing their minds like since Comic-Con because they have pictures with him, video with him, and nobody fucking knew it was him.
That's awesome. They just put him in, but they put him in the mask and just had him run around and
He was in the full outfit.
Oh God!
But
I
it was
love it.
it was a denim Deadpool outfit.
No. The idea. 'Cause I believe at some point he called it his Canadian tuxedo.
Yes.
because it's made of denim.
Yes.
Yeah.
His Canadian tuxedo.
Yeah. But yeah, Jean Grey.
It's a specific color that he pulled up the actual like color chart color for it, and it is jean spelled like jeans and gray because it's a gray color.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Man, nobody got that fucking joke." and then he crashes the Doomsday panel, and he's like, "Hey, do you guys have budget for like somebody else to join?" And they're like, Robert Downey Jr. is like, No, we've already finished. We've already wrapped filming on this movie. Like, please go." And then I want to say it was like Paul Rudd insulted the like soccer team that he owns or something that. Yeah,
That's
it was
awesome.
really funny. Ryan Reynolds said something like, "Why is Thor crying in Deadpool versus Wolverine or whatever?" Because there's that scene.
Oh yeah.
And literally Paul Rudd's like, because he was like a Wrexham supporter. That's why. And just like fucking Paul Rudd fashion.
But he made a whole quasi-reality show about it.
It's a soccer joke, everybody. But yeah, that's Comic-Con. I'm so happy that we got to have this episode because Comic-Con this year really was worth talking about. And I know that we have kind of our regular things that we talk about. Like we talk about Gamescom and we talk about, GDQ and all these things. But Comic-Con can be a mixed bag because for the most part over the last several years, for the last 10 plus years, Comic-Con very easily gets hijacked by Hollywood, which is fine for us as a news program. However, when I talk about San Diego Comic-Con, I want to talk about those things, but also I want to talk about some fucking comics because I love comics.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of comic news this year, and I was happy to finally bring comics back to our podcast after, God, it's been years.
Yeah, it's been a long time since we've done a comic segment.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Well, that's everything that we're going to cover from San Diego Comic-Con, but stick with us as we get into what we've been doing in the epilogue.
And everybody pause.
Great, because I need to grab a drink.
Oh yeah.
Because also,
I didn't say you could pause and
my
take a
cat-
break.
Oh, you guys, do you need anything?
No, I'm good.
Okay, cool. I'm going to just go grab a drink. Do you need anything, John?
I guess we'll just take a 5.
Literally, it's going to be like 30 seconds. Jesus fucking Christ. Fucking, hold on.
Now! All right, now I'm... Nobody heard me. I don't feel heard. Oh, Willow hears me.
Yes, he does.
Oh, Willow knows.
She's just trying to block the tablet like she does.
It's because it's an old one, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Needs at least a Pro 7.
Yeah, she's like, get a new one.
But we can't upgrade past a Pro 7 because the rest don't have any fucking features.
Oh, are they? Do they not no longer have like?
They don't have a micro SD card slot or a full USB. Like, fuck you.
Wow.
I cannot do...
Yeah, that's
You can't do a
fucked.
Surface without a micro SD slot because you can't expand your storage.
Oh my
Right.
God, you guys are fucking nerds.
You're not wrong. Hold on.
Fucking come back. You guys are talking about SD slots.
Yeah.
Yeah, they took them away from our phones, and now they're trying to take them away from our
They don't want you
computers,
expanding
James.
your storage. They want you using the cloud because they can charge you for
Monthly.
That is true.
Monthly.
I saw a really great tweet the other day that was like, I've had a Yahoo email address since I was a child, and they have never once asked me to purchase additional storage.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, you know
Are we
what?
bringing Yahoo back, y'all?
Right.
Yeah, recently I butted heads against this because in the back of my mind I always thought, well, I can track my Beat Saber progress later because there's a thing that tracks it on the Oculus. They ended that several months ago.
Oh, no.
Oh no.
Because they realized they had given us a feature that they weren't charging us for
They're-
every month.
They're
You know?
attacking you directly, John.
Yeah. It hurts me. All right, we are, in fact, rolling. Take it on, Hector.
Epilogue.
Hey everyone, welcome to the epilogue. It is time to dive into what we've been up to this week, what we've been playing, what we've been watching, what has been occupying our free time, and what has been making us happy. John, what have you been doing?
Apologies, I'm going to make the first half of this a brag because last time I was here, I told you guys I was doing the whole fitness thing, and I'm losing about a pound a week or whatever. And I thought, honestly, at the time, I thought, oh, I'm exaggerating, I'm being hyperbolic. But it turns out, no, I lost 2 pounds since the last time you guys saw me, and I have made several PBs, personal bests, which I always knew I would do in like running or push-ups because if you're getting lighter, those things get easier.
Sure.
Which I did. This morning I ran my best mile ever, 8 minutes and 9 seconds. I'm not very
Nice.
fast, so for the record, if you're a gym rat, just turn off the part of your brain
If
that
you're not
is like
doing it for
comparing.
competition, all that matters is that you're doing it.
right? And
It all
but
counts.
on top of calisthenics and speed, because again, if you're getting lighter, those stuff becomes easier. I, for the first time ever, did bicep curls with 45 pounds in each hand, which,
Nice.
again, if you're a gym rat, don't listen.
Nice, dude.
But yeah, I only did like 3 reps, but it was the most I ever did.
Again, you did it.
Yeah,
did it.
and so I've just been making gains left and right and trimming down. I am 1 inch away from going back to my old wardrobe because you guys maybe have noticed that I only wear like the same half dozen shirts and jeans every week. There's a reason for that, and in a couple weeks, hopefully, my wardrobe will be opening wide. I will be able to bust out my flashy red skinny jeans.
Truly
Right
the
on.
goatsy of wardrobes.
Oh yeah,
Right.
just stretching it, stretching
But
it wide.
but other than the fitness bragging stuff, I do got to say, no spoilers. Me and the lady, we saw The Odyssey.
Oh yeah,
It is.
Fan-fucking-tastic. Totally worth a watch. If you're running late, if you're running 30 minutes late, don't worry about it. You're perfect. You're right on time because that is when the movie starts. Prior to that, for the first time ever, Christopher Nolan really falls into the whenever Poochie's not on screen, other characters should be asking, "Where's Poochie? What's Poochie up to?" And that was surprising to see because, like, I've seen long movies of his where I'm like, "Oh, it could lose a little," but this one I'm like, "Oh, we know exactly where to cut." Thank you,
Yep.
Mr. Nolan. I appreciate that.
yeah. Starting the Odyssey turns out hard.
Yeah.
So that's what I've been up to, and
Well, that's one of the fun things about this segment, John, because I know that whenever I break it down at the beginning of all this, it's what we've been playing, watching, blah, blah, blah. But specifically that thing that I say at the end is like what's been making us happy. That option is there so that we can talk about things that are not necessarily entertainment related. And your fitness journey is something that is making you happy.
Yeah.
So it's important that you talk about that.
well, thank you,
Absolutely.
Mr. De Leon.
Oh boy. Let's see. Since the last time we've spoke, I have almost very nearly stopped right before the end to come over here and record this podcast. Finished Resident Evil 9.
We are going to be,
Yeah.
spoilers, doing an entire boss room about it probably next time.
Yeah, probably next time because I'll be done with it tomorrow, I am sure.
So that's the
And then
ninth
probably-
one you've ever played, Hector?
No, I've played far more than 9. Let's not
Oh.
forget we did 2
Oh.
and 3 and 4 again. And
Wow.
I played them when they came out.
I was doing the reverse joke, but you've played more than that.
I have.
Okay.
I really, really have.
Kudos.
Yeah.
20 of them.
Yeah. So Resident Evil 9, very, very good so far. I'll let you know how I feel about the ending next time. But yeah, it's been amazing. I've really, really enjoyed it. I was playing a whole lot of Assassin's Creed Black Flag. I fell off of it a little bit because I have beaten that game before and it is very, very long. I'll probably pick it up and finish it at some point, but I don't feel like an urgency to. And James had Resident Evil 9 occupied in the family library, but he put it back on the shelf and I went ahead and pulled it. Because he played it 9 times?
All 49 achievements.
Ew.
4 playthroughs.
Yeah, he platinumed
Wow.
the shit out of that thing. Let's see. I watched the entire 5th season of The Bear in 2 sittings.
Let's talk about that. No,
Yeah.
we won't get into spoilers. But
No
you and I both
spoilers.
did watch The Bear.
We both did watch The Bear. I'm going to tell you my journey with it because I was certain when season 4 of The Bear ended that was the last episode. The show felt like it ended, and I'm not into a lot of media journalism outside of video games, mostly because I do my best to avoid spoilers. I just did a whole rant about the Doomsday trailer. So I had no idea there was a 5th season coming. And then when it showed up out of nowhere, I was like, what the fuck is this? I thought we were done. And it made me a little skeptical, like, oh God, what did we do? Why is there more? Waited until it was over and then heard through word of mouth that it was very good. So I went to watch it, and I'm telling you now, ladies and gentlemen, it's practically perfect. It's one of the best endings to a television show I've ever seen. Again, no spoilers. The entire season acts as an ending to the show in a really, really beautiful and coherent way. And it right in line with everything else that's ever happened to the show. If you love The Bear, you will love this season even more. I cannot recommend it enough, no matter how you do it. Man, what a great show. I'm glad it ended when it did because the 5th season was, in fact, the final season. I made sure to confirm that this time. I will tell you literally nothing about it except that you should see it if you're a fan of the show. Maybe even if you're not, to be honest.
Shit's good, dog.
It's so fucking good. It's so fucking
Anything
good.
else?
Probably. Let's see. What else has been going on in my life besides those two things? Me and my buddies here in this room, and one more are still playing Borderlands 4.
We are playing Borderlands
Yeah,
4.
and we're having a really good time with it. We're a little over halfway through.
I wanna butt into this real quick because like I've always kind of like enjoyed adjacently the Borderlands series. Honestly, Tales from the Borderlands is probably my favorite Borderlands game.
Tales from the Borderlands is an amazing game.
But like it's a game that like all right, so here's my thing about looter games. And when I say that I mean like Diablo and Borderlands and things like that.
Destiny.
They have a way of being so comfortable that I get
junk food.
That I get very drowsy while I play them.
It's junk
Like,
food.
and it's not a bad thing. I'm not saying that like it's bad that I'm playing Diablo and I'm getting tired. I'm saying that there's something about the clicking repetition of doing the looting and doing the pickups. They're like I can find myself at the desk being like, man, I'm starting to doze a little bit.
At middle of the night, if I can't sleep with my lady, it's either porn or Borderlands 2.
Yep. That is a choice. And I will say that Borderlands is one of those things that like I can't actually confirm whether or not I've ever finished a board. Like I want to say I finished Borderlands 1. I think I got most of the way through 2, or I finished 2 and never played the DLCs. And I never played 3. I always heard Tiny Tina was really good.
Tiny Tina is amazing.
Borderlands 4 has a lot of problems.
Technical problems.
A lot of technical problems. But technical problems aside, it was also just too much Borderlands. They tried to make it an open world, but it's not an open world.
Why do you need an open world?
Yeah, they really didn't
the planet
need that.
system was
Just
perfect.
Yeah, y'all are silly for that.
A lot of
Jesus.
dumb shit. But one of the best things that we did recently that got me really excited about Borderlands, believe it or not, is the person that is hosting our Borderlands sessions installed a mod that increased the drop rates for rare items.
Yep.
Now, this has made the game infinitely more fun now, and now I understand why people like Borderlands.
Yeah.
Because you get to play with all the creative guns.
Get
like
those
right off the
golds.
bat.
Got to play with fun things.
At
You got
this,
your pearlescence.
at this stage in my Borderlands 3 replay, I don't even touch non-gold items. If I pick up a non-gold item, this is my complaint about Borderlands 4. In Borderlands 3, if I pick up a non-gold item, automatically to my bank, to my money. That's it.
Yeah.
No having to sort it out as junk or anything. Borderlands 4, you got to pick it up as junk and then go find a machine. I'm like, are you kidding me?
Yep.
Why step backwards?
Yeah, there's a lot
Jesus.
There's a lot of lessons that they learned making all of the Borderlands games that it seems like they completely forgot when they made
Grow up.
Yeah, full on. That being said, playing it with the boys, great time.
Yeah, we're playing with the boys, so it's definitely a good time.
It's been great.
Yeah. Also, by the way, please rehire whoever you had doing the music on the previous games.
Yeah, why is there no music in this game?
Yeah, it's just
The music for Borderlands has always been fantastic.
yeah. When the
It
music
used to
hits,
be-
it's really good.
It used to be-
I learned about Cage the Elephant from Borderlands
Yeah.
1.
And it used to feel
The fucking heavy.
borderline. It used to feel borderline precognitive. Like, oh shit, it knows what I'm up to. I didn't think I was even following the path, but it knows I'm sneaking around.
The fact that I know the title tracks to the first two Borderlands games, and if you ask me, hey, what's the title track to Borderlands 4? I'm like, I don't know.
I don't think
Did they
there
do
is.
one?
Is there one? I don't think there's
Like,
one.
and that's a problem because that was a series that was really even. I want to say Borderlands 3. I can't remember the track, but like even Borderlands 3 had like a title track that like when it hit, online, like this is the band we picked to represent the mood of the game.
Yeah.
So please, Borderlands, fix your shit.
Yeah. If you're gonna make a 5, do better.
Yeah.
Just straight up do better. And I think I'm done there. As long as you're going to mention the movie we watched last night.
We will talk about that. I'm going to cover a couple of things, and then we'll drop into the last one. Slay the Spire 2 just got a new patch. Been playing a lot of Slay the Spire 2.
Yeah, we are basically QAing Slay the Spire 2.
We are.
Is that
Absolutely.
that's a third-person shooter?
It is a
or-
roguelike card deck game.
Never mind.
That is
I'm gone. I'm lost.
roguelike CCG.
Yeah, and we are playing it. I'm playing it solo.
Yeah, but it is co-op with
but
up to 4 players.
Yeah, we do a big 4-player group every once in a while.
Oh, yeah.
Shout out to Mr. Brooklyn, who has been on this podcast before. He is our fourth.
Yeah, we have a
first
present
player.
for you, by the way.
Yeah. So we've been playing Borderlands 4. I already covered that. Again, to what I was saying with John earlier, the final thing of the epilogue is what has been making us happy. And I want to point out something that's been making me really happy recently. It involves you, Hector. Something that we've been doing together has been making me really happy. So typically, in our friends group here in Austin, we for years at this point, Wednesday has been movie night.
Oh, yeah.
And movie night is we all show up at somebody's respective house, somebody cooks, and we all watch a movie together. Now we still do that, but life's changed and we need a little bit of change in our lives. And so what we decided is that we'd start doing movie night every other week, instead of every week like we had been doing. And what we've been doing to fill the gaps on those weeks that we're not doing movie night is we've started going to play pool together.
Yeah.
And it has been, and I shit you not, like over a decade plus since I've really sat foot in a pool hall. Like I used to be a pool hall kid. I used to go as a kid all the time. Definitely in my early 20s. Pool hall was a place where like when you were 18, you could go and smoke and probably drink underage and
You
feel like
drink a way too much light beer.
yeah,
and,
like the
smoke half a pack
shittiest
of
beer.
cigarettes.
Yeah. And it was just atrocious. Now, like, pool halls are clean and
Oh
everybody
yeah.
smokes outside.
Pool houses now are so nice.
Yeah. But yeah, we picked up playing pool again, and it feels like kind of coming home a little bit.
Yeah, it has been great. You know, we're terrible, but we're getting better every week.
Yep.
We try our best to get a little better, but none of us are very competitive about it. We're just kind of knocking the ball around and looking at all the people around us. We specifically go on like a league night and don't participate, but we get to watch all the league people come in with all their gear and take a look at it. And see
Also,
what
Have
like-
you guys bought a queue yet?
I inherited one a while back when I was playing in my 20s.
Yeah.
And I got but the fact that I'm bringing my own
Is it still straight? Do you roll it?
Oh, I do not roll it, but it is very straight.
Okay.
Um,
I'll take your word for it for now.
but everyone else seems to have caught the bug, and they're like, "Oh, maybe I should." Get
Yeah,
a stick."
I've been looking at pool cues myself.
Yeah.
And the
James,
thing
do you
is,
roll your queue?
I know because I just use the shit that's on the wall.
But yeah, but you got to roll it. See which one of
I
those.
don't even know what that means.
Oh my God.
So
You lay it on the table.
Show him, Hector. How dare you?
and
You didn't
roll it
show
like
him?
this to see if it rolls in a straight line. Because if
Oh.
it doesn't roll with the right curve, it's not straight.
all right, well we're
But
playing at a pool hall.
Yeah,
so
well, we're not. Yeah, we're not.
You
trying
powder
that.
your hands?
We are
they
not
don't
trying
do that
that.
anymore. By the
Fucking-
way,
what?
they don't
You wear
do
a
that
glove.
anymore. You wear gloves.
Oh.
They've taken all the chalk aside from the chalk
Okay.
you put at the tip out of it.
Ooh.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
no
can
chalk
get behind
anywhere.
gloves.
So yeah, we've been playing pool, and that's a lot of fun. And then we go out for dinner afterwards, and we have a good time.
Exactly. No, and it's been wonderful.
Yeah, so that's been one of the things that's making us happy. And the final thing that we're going to talk about to wrap everything up for this segment is, Hector, you and I watched a horror movie yesterday for
Yeah.
movie night.
Oh, for movie night. Yes.
We watched Obsession.
We are very, very late. So if you're screaming at us, we're sorry.
Honestly, the movie has barely left theaters, and it only recently entered Paramount Plus.
Yeah,
So, like,
and remember, this movie came out long,
3 or 4
long
months
time
ago?
No. This movie came out early this year.
yeah, and this movie's been in the theaters. It has stayed in the theaters.
Yeah, it's come back for a second runs in some theaters. It has been a thing that when they needed a movie to fill a slot, they just put Obsession back and people went.
Yeah.
The statistics on this movie when it was about a month or so after its release was that it did better its second week than its first week, and then it did better its third week than its second week, and it kept growing. You know what? And they were saying this in interviews with the main actress, like on Kimmel. It's like, you know what the last movie to do that was? E.T. And I think Obsession beat E.T. at the box office for continue growing sales over a period of time.
Yeah.
And having seen it, I understand completely.
I get it.
At first, it's like, horror movies, they cost very little. They make much more than their budget. This one seems to have done above and beyond that, but no. It's much, much bigger than that. It has done not just above and beyond its budget. It's done above and beyond what movies do.
Yeah.
That Endgame didn't do this. Nothing does this. And that they don't make more money week 4 than they did week 1 or week 2 or week 1 and 2 combined. This movie did. And if I had gone to see it opening weekend, I would be the reason why. Not because I went to go see it over and over again. I don't know if I could handle that.
Right.
But because I would scream from every mountaintop I could find to climb that everyone needs to go see this fucking movie.
To plug me being on Letterboxd, I'm one of those people that I just obsessively log everything, mostly just so I can remember.
You review after the movie, James.
Oh yeah, I did review after the movie. I did not do it during the movie, but I did review afterwards. And one of the things I talked about in Obsession is that I gave it a 4.5 out of 5, and one of the reasons that I didn't give it a 5 is that a 5 means I immediately want to go and rewatch this movie. And this is a movie that if somebody says they haven't seen it, I will happily be like, hey, let's sit down and let's watch this. But I am probably not anxious, probably not excited to go throw this on while I'm home by myself, especially with my 2 cats. There is some cat stuff in this movie.
Aww.
Nobody warned me about that. I am warning all of you right now. There's some cat stuff in this movie.
Yeah, there's some. If you're a user of Does the Dog Die, probably give this movie a search.
Yep. Just so you know, you do not physically watch an animal be harmed in this movie. I will say that. It's all insinuated, and much like the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre, sometimes that's worse.
Yeah.
The actress who is the main actress for Obsession,
Indy Navarrete, I think.
yes, she carries this movie, and I do not mean that in the way that the other actors are bad. Everybody in this movie's fucking great, but she carries it in that she basically plays 2 different characters and jumps between them in a way that is so horrifying that I just sat there going, what the fuck?
Yeah. I could spend an entire boss room talking about the moments in this movie that either made me incredibly uncomfortable, made me want to jump out of my skin, made me I almost put my hands over my face at one point during the movie, and I'm not the type of person to do that. All I can say is, come for the scares.
Yeah.
And I don't mean jump scares. It's not that really that kind of movie. It's much more of a, oh God, I may have lived this at some point. Probably not to this horror movie extreme of it.
Yeah.
But it just keeps bringing that back over and over and over again. Again, the word I used after the movie, and I said is I don't think I've ever had a movie make me this uncomfortable.
I will say, like, I know that I was kind of at the top of this saying, like, hey, by the way, like, warning for cat stuff. I would almost say just to throw it out there. And I'm not one of those people who is just like, let me tell you about all the warnings you need to know about in a movie. But if you've had an obsessionist or abusive relationship of a certain kind of level, just be careful going into this.
Yeah.
It is a really good movie. I do believe that it needs to be seen, but man, like
the trigger warning for domestic abuse in all forms at all times.
yeah.
Yeah, and not just among couples, among friends, among everyone.
Yeah. But I can see why this is probably one of the movies of the year. Like it is so good. Good horror is supposed to make you uncomfortable. This definitely made me feel uncomfortable.
Oh yeah.
And I watch, 100 horror movies a year, and then I walked out of this one being like, Jesus fucking Christ.
Yeah. Again, like James said, like I wouldn't put this on like as a comfort movie in the afternoon.
Right.
But given if someone said, "Man, I've never seen that," I'd be like, "I can't make you watch that alone. Let's sit down and watch it."
Yep.
Because it is that good, and I will watch it again. Just
Every
not for
actor.
funsies.
Every actor brought their A game for this.
Yeah. The main character, the main actress is fantastic. She steals every single scene that she's in. The character the movie's about, the male, his name's Bear in the movie. That actor, I believed him.
Yeah.
I believed he was that person. It was natural. It was beautiful. The guy who does all the sketches with the director when they were doing comedy together, who plays the best friend, I fucking hated that guy. And like I like him in all the sketches, and I'm just watching him in this movie. I'm like, that guy's a fucking piece of shit. It's so good.
All right, we need to go ahead and wrap up the show. Real quick before we go, I meant to talk about this at the top of the podcast. I know that we may have some new listeners and some new watchers from the State of the Save podcast. Wow, thank you guys for showing up and listening to our podcast.
Thank you so much.
It means a lot to us.
Yeah.
To the State of the Save people. That I know that y'all talked about us a little bit on y'all's podcast. One of the things y'all said is that if we talk about each other's podcasts, we're friends now. Hey, by the way, we're friends now.
Oh, absolutely. Huge shout out to y'all. Thank you so much.
If you have not listened to the State of the Save podcast, just to give them a shout out, they kind of do almost Let's Plays, but as a podcast format. So they'll talk about 3 episodes of like us playing The Last of Us and things of that nature. Go check them out. They are a lot of fun. A great group of people. And yeah, we're friends. If you all are ever in Austin, we owe you drinks and or food.
Absolutely.
So again, that's State of the Save. They're on Spotify and other platforms. Just big thank you to State of the Save podcast just for shouting us out, honestly.
Yeah.
All right, that is everything that we have for the show this week. Don't forget that you can head over to goodnight.gg to become a patron of our show. You can head over to facebook.com/GNGGcast where you can chat with us, as well as at GNGGcast on Twitter and goodnight.gg on Blue Sky to chat with me directly. And until next time, for Hector, this is James.
For James, this is Hector.
And for you, this is me.
Everyone, good night.
And good game.
All right, I am cutting. And we are ending the stream. Thank you all.
Thank you, everybody.
Good night.
Night, y'all.